Don't blink, it's your blink. Welcome to another video, welcome to another show. Hope you guys are doing well, guys are having a wonderful day. Give me a sec, Saint Jean, Canada Day, TikTok, live, and why. One is French, one is English. There you go. There you go. Hope you guys are doing well on this 24 May 2025. Today we are making a couple of videos, but we're also streaming, so this should be phenomenal. It's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a busy day, but a good day. So without further ado, let's get right into it. You guys are ready? I am ready. I'm happy, and dude, it's gonna be fun. They tell me keep it special. I smile and shake my head, but I feel misled. They tell me I'm so humble. I say I'm turning red. I have to delete the video from the tablet today. Otherwise, I'll forget what I do have and what I don't have. Good. Make space because I might be uploading a lot this week or next month. I don't know. It depends on when we can finally get a job. Okay. Ooh. Don't blink, it's your blink. Welcome to her show. Because we're doing well on this 24 May 2025. We just woke up. Yeah, another shitty day outside. But here's my daily planner slash intro for now. The daily planner is gonna be super simple. I got a couple of videos, not too many of them to do because we did a lot yesterday. So it's just gonna be about the Tower, Trailer Park Boys season 5. Then gonna be relaxing. I'm gonna be playing video games till Trailer Park Boys season 6. Then hopefully what we're able to do is we're able to ice cream. We are able to figure out how to do kick. Still multi-stream. I still don't want to give up on multi-streaming. I was relying on someone, and this person turned out to be a fraud. So don't worry, I didn't spend any cash. I didn't spend any pennies. So it's not. They didn't scam me. They're just full of shit, right? That's pretty much it. So I'm gonna be continuing. We're gonna be moving forward. But technically speaking, what is insane is I got a couple of food reviews to do. I want to say I got 2 food reviews to do. But even if the only thing that I did was Trailer Park Boys, it's still 40 minutes per video. So I'm still managing to film 130, an hour 30 without much effort. So yeah, I'm excited. Without further ado, let's get started. Got a pimple here. We look like shit, but it's okay because we always manage to pull out the worship looks. It's not about how you look here, it's how you look here, and how people perceive you, right? Anyway, look, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Don't blink. It's your blink. Welcome to our show. Because I'm having a wonderful day. Why is this camera no mucho más bueno? That much better. Today is the 24th May 2025. We just woke up. I'm gonna crack open this delicious monster, peach monster, right? And then we'll be able to continue with our video. Don't have that many to do, but because we do, I want to show you the nature corn. Guess what? It's still raining. It's been raining every single day for like a week. But that's the remnant of winter. Basically, in winter you get a lot of snow. Because it's cold, this would all be considered like the season for snow, but since it's too warm, this is water. Anyway, looking like shit. Have a nice day. They tell me I'm so humble. Don't blink, it's your blink. Welcome to our show. Everything well today. Hope you guys are having a wonderful 24th May 2025. Today we are reviewing something that's actually quite nice. I don't know why I always do this. It's like I'm cold. I know the weather is shitty, but that's not an excuse. We have something, and before we even start with that, I kind of want to talk about it because to me it's amazing. So I'm going to show you the product, which is World of Flavor Corona. Now, what I love about this is World of Flavor has been something that's been on the shelves for a long ass time, and usually what they do is they release a subcategory, which is like World of Flavor. They release a bunch of flavor, and then either the product will die out or they'll come up with something else. It's very rare that what they do is they add something to a existing subcategory. Very rare, because I mean, it's super simple to. It's like I think it's like writing a book or like writing a movie or like writing a video game. You have an idea on how you start and how this ends, but now you have to figure out what's in between. And to me that's insane because, for example, One Piece, for example, Kingdom Hearts, finding all of that in the middle is really hard because basically the guy has a point A and point B, and you're asking him to find a point A, A2, A, A3, A, A4. So with that, we're having a product that is a subcategory. Now, why do I like this? Don't serve me with 1,000 subjects. Serve me with one subject that is well put together. Find me product, for example, Monster. They do a really good job with the Ultra and the Normal. Now they start adding Reserve and Rehab, and I'm like, okay, well, you know. But if you look at those two, there's almost countless. There's countless flavor. I would have to add the Java flavor because it's coffee, and there's not enough flavor to it. The World of Flavor, the coolest thing to do is, I never had Corona. However, I am able to tell you where it's from. It is from India because we had this before. So technically speaking, President Choice is a huge company, right? And sometimes huge company, they tend to do stuff the same way they do. Sorry, I wanted to do the tower a little bit. Because otherwise we're gonna die. Oh shit, today's the tournament. Schnitzel. I forgot about that. Today is a tournament, you're right. Today was Saturday, so yeah, there's a tournament. They tell me keep it special, I tell them shake my head. I tend to do something. So for example, last summer I had a chocolate. It was also from the very same brand. Something with some cardamom and this little elephant. Yeah, so we had a chocolate and it was President Choice. There was cardamom, which is usually a queen of spice. If you go to India, cardamom is the queen of spice. There's whole markets. There's a whole market for cardamom. So something kind of huge, would you say? So they had a little elephant, which possibly means it's from India. I don't know. I know in India the cow is a religious animal. I don't know how they perceive the elephant. So we have Indian inspired with aromatic spices and hint of creamy coconut flavor. So this is actually kind of cool. Now this would explain a lot. So for example, when I'm seeing here, and I fucking love this. Design wise, I love this. Because you see this plate, and it's a big bunch of nothing. It's a big bunch of, what is that? Where you possibly have some coconut on top of it, and it's possibly like curry or something. What I absolutely adore is they said medium heat. I don't care how spicy it is, as long as I'm aware that it's spicy. Don't give me something like, holy shit, I didn't know that was spicy. Give me something that is spicy, but at the same time, you know, my hairs are looking like shit today because I have a busy day and I just woke up. We have another description. Indulge in the rich, creamy goodness of korma flavor with every crunch. An Indian-inspired addition to your savory snack lineup. Those delicious triple chips are seasoned with aromatic spice, it's a coconut flavor, and just the right amount of heat. Perfect selfish. Perfect selfish. Ooh, I'm so... Ooh. Oh, this is aromatic as fuck. Oh man, the first hint of it is actually quite spicy. I eat a lot with my eyes. You guys notice about me. The first thing I'm seeing is the color. The color is actually really nice because this chip is yellow, so it's kind of more so yeah. The chip being yellow, most company most chip company will change color. So because the potato chip is yellow, people will see yellow chip and say, oh, it's not flavored. So people will go with a lot of red, a lot of green. This one is actually nice. You got a lot of spices on it, which I love. Enough with the talk. Let's go with the snacks. Wow. Oh, this is good, guys. Oh, this is really good. Ooh, I'm getting spices. Ooh, this is nice. This is really nice. Let's check the tower. Let's check out less flavor, because at the first time you hit with that saltiness. A lot of spice that you don't know what it is. And there's a punch of flavor, but it's really salty. I almost feel, I don't know why, but I almost feel like beef stock. And then, possibly one of my favorite chips. Possibly one of my favorite chip for reals. Wow. Definitely recommended. Definitely recommended. Wow. Yep. Kind of nuts, because there's so much flavor, right? And at some point, you get a hit of coconut, and I never had a chip flavored coconut, but I want to have it. These are so good. Wow. The coconut overpowered everything. First of all, it's sweet, which I really like. It's also creamy, but you really have coconut flavor in your mouth. See, sure. And I'll be super sincere. I love korma. I never had it before. It's a really delicious dish. I love the flavor. I love the spices. Some really nice stuff. However, I have no idea what's in there. And that's not a bad thing. Maybe I'm uncultivated. Maybe, you know? The good thing here is I don't really need to know what's inside, right? I can recognize certain aspect of it as long as it tastes good. I don't really care, right? Now the hero of the dish is the coconuts. Why? Because even then, if you only gave me coconut, it would still be very delicious. And also, I associate coconut with the Indian culture. Another curry is coconut milk. They're very strong on using coconuts. So great chip. It's a really good chip, but if I have to give out negative points, it stays in your mouth for a while. Like, for example, we still have this explosion of flavor. That's not pleasant. That's not pleasant. See, the food is complex. You have this food that you want to last a little bit, right? You want to last a little bit, but then you want to be, when you're done, you're done. It's like this, you eat something, right, and it doesn't taste good. And you're looking to wash it off, right? And it still tastes, and it still tastes, and it still tastes, right? Or something that you like, where you like it so much that you cannot wait to get your next bite. So I really like it. Now the flavor is gone. That's good. That's good. So there is a little bit of a lasting effect on it. It's not something big. It's not something crazy. But it is something. So yeah, I like it. I think after a little bit. After there's always this whatchamacallit, there's always this excitement, this oh my god, I just discovered a new flavor. I'm excited. If you look away from that, if you look at the chip in itself, it is delicious. It does the job. But is it's a lot of flavor. It's an explosion of flavor, right? And although the coconut comes in and really calms the whole thing, it's still very um flavorful. I don't get a lot of spice, right? Which is good. And even if I was getting a lot of spice, it's so flavorful that it's not spicy to be spicy. It's spicy because, well, there's spices in there, right? And yeah. Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Don't blink. It's your boy Ink. Welcome to our show. You guys are doing well. You guys are having a wonderful day on this 24th May 2025. I know what you're saying, Ink. You promised us season 5 of Trailer Park Boy. Where it is? Well, my dear friend, I bring upon you the season. So I want to apologize because it's multiple part. I know you guys don't fuck with multiple parts. However, you see, I mentioned this yesterday, okay? And I'm gonna mention it again, but really slowly today, really shortly today because we did talk about it yesterday. Sorry for the hair. We just woke up, so I'm gonna hide this shit. It's tech complex. Zdrowia. We have peach cream monster. Oh wow. It's super good. Super good. With Trailer Park Boys, I'm in this very emotional position of this is the last time I'll watch this. See, take Ink 2 years ago. Baby Tree, I don't know. And he's making content, right? And he's talking about Trailer Park Boys and how much he likes it, right? And he knows that this last time that he's gonna see the show. However, in his mind, he's so motivated to make content that it doesn't matter, right? Now we got an older Ink that sees this and realize that when this is gonna be finished, I'll never talk about Trailer Park Boys again. I'll go with the. I'm sorry, I got a lot of pimple this morning. I'm from eating junk food. Then we'll go to the podcast. The podcast, I possibly have a year or 2 years to talk about it, right? This is so good. So yeah, so I take my time. And if you're not happy, well, I'm sorry, but that's life. Okay. Now we got, if I'm not wrong, I think it was season 5, yeah. Season 5, episode 4. Your promise in your head. Ricky, Julian, and Bubble helps Ray. Okay, cool. It's so fucking, such an important episode. See, with Trailer Park Boys were met with a immovable rock being pushed by immovable force. So you're used to seeing the boys in the worst situation, and when it does happen, you're like, you know what? It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. So then when Ray trailer burn, you're like, okay, well that fucking sucks. But at the same time, I didn't even know that Ray had a trailer. I didn't even know that Ray was close to buying it. There's mention of Ray's trailer, but we never get to actually see it. The only trailer that we see is Julian's trailer, right? So when you introduce the feeling of the Ray's trailer, and they did a really good job, but not enough of a good job. They did a really good job into introducing in season 5, episode 2. Yes, Ray has a trailer, and yes, it's bought. But you gave me an episode and a half until you burn it down. I didn't register, as Bubba would say, this, right? So when it's burned down, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Ray. So it doesn't really matter. So then you realize that it's not so much about the trailer being burned down. It's everything that's involved in it, right? at the end we still have the boys. That's the one thing that the boy had. No matter how fucked the situation is, right? No matter how fucked it is, it still happened. And there's in this episode, there's so many moments that are really, really, how can I say, impactful. So for example, Ricky burns out the trailer yesterday because he was fucking Lucy. And then Bubble says, yo, I think I burned out the trailer. And at first, Ricky was avoiding the situation. And then when Bubble says, it was like, well, if Bubble wants to blame himself, I'll allow him to blame himself, right? Which is an asshole thing to do. But at the same time, you kind of understand where you're coming from, right? Bubble feels really bad about it. And Bubbles already came out and said, hey, I did it, right? And people, sometimes they're only looking for a culprit. It doesn't matter what you do, as long as they have the culprit, they'll be mad, etc., 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 right? Again, it doesn't, oh shit, 27, 6 is 33. They're still good, but not enough. Fuck. Tell you, the tower, it's a lot of work. It's gonna be priority. It's gonna be priority because there's only a couple hours before we get another, you see? Fuck. 29, we're still good, but fuck, I'm dumb. Oh, I have to check out the guild. The guild's about to be finished. So when Ricky does that, and you see, this is the beauty of a show like Trailer Park Boys. You don't expect to have these huge debate on psychology, right? If somebody feels guilty, no matter if they did it or not, they feel guilty. The simple feeling of feeling guilty will make them guilty. For example, somebody, your mother gets her purse stolen. The craziest example, right? And then you don't know who stole it, you don't know when they stole it, but you were supposed to go with her, right? Or bigger than that, let's go with Spider-Man. Spider-Man with Ben Parker, right? He actively left out the guy who killed Ben Parker, his uncle. So Peter Parker, to find his costume. This is ADHD, by the way, and we just woke up, so give me a couple minutes to wake up. Ben Parker, which is the uncle, the father model of Peter Parker. Peter Parker goes into wrestling to fund his shit with Tobey Maguire, right? And then there's this guy, right, who's like, yo, he said the money of this manager. The manager's an asshole, so Peter Parker left him, and he does it kind of as a revenge of, you're an asshole, you deserve to have your money stolen, right? But now the thief ends up killing his uncle. Now, Peter Parker never had an idea that was going to kill his uncle. The guy, there was no chance that this could happen. It's just a sad piece of evidence of, how, you know what I mean, right? And his uncle was just at the wrong place at the wrong time, right? So Peter Parker didn't have to carry the fact that his uncle was killed, but for the longest of time, Peter Parker felt guilty about Ben Parker's death because, once again, he allowed the murderer to get away, right? But the reality of the moment is such a beautiful thing because it's such an important lesson. Peter Parker, at the end, kind of he finds out who killed Ben Parker, and he has him cornered, and he has a chance to kill him, right? The famous thing about Bruce Wayne not killing. Bruce Wayne lost his parents, which made him Batman. What if he found a killer? Well, he did find a killer. Would he kill him, right? So yeah, so this is quite important. So Ricky, going back to Trailer Park Boys, even if he said, no, it's not Bubble, it's me, would that really change it? And Ricky also says it. And with Ricky, there's this, I'm sorry, it's a character, who gives a shit? There is this simple, innocent, ignorant truth. People will overcomplicate shit, like I just did, when the answer is right in front of you. He says, doesn't matter, does it really matter who burned out the trailer? The trailer is burned down, who gives a shit? And he's right. He's right. Now, the craziest thing about that is Ray's like, if Ricky burned out a trailer, I would have said, okay, well, it's fucking Ricky, right? That would not be bad, but Bubble, that's a huge fuck up for Bubbles, right? Now, there's a bit of a problem. I'm gonna skip a lot of stuff. Bubbles. Okay, so Lucy comes in and apologizes to Ray, and then Ray's like, "Why are you apologizing? You didn't do nothing." It's like, yeah, I was there with Ricky when it burned down and we were fucking. And then Ray's like, "Yo, you lied, right?" And there's dude, we just pressed the button. I promised you guys that I wasn't gonna stop this video. I'm so sorry, fast fingers. So what's going on? A little bit of side tension. This is still Trailer Park Boys. A little bit of side tension. What's happening is we have this playthrough, which is the tower. This playthrough, which is the tower. The playthrough, which is the tower, right? It's a bit nerve-wracking, but it doesn't really matter because it's a game that is super simple. Now, on days like today, right? It is even more stressful. Why? Because we have a tournament. Tournaments are bi-weekly, and they're just a way to prove that you're good. And if you do good, there are good rewards, right? And that's kind of important. So that being said, coming back to it. So Lucy comes in and she tells Ray, hey, we did it, right? And then Ricky, it's so fucking funny because this is such an intense moment. Bubble says, I'll never forgive you, Ricky, which is the biggest fuck up, which is true. But there's also this really cool moment where Ray, and this is the beauty, in my opinion, this is why Trailer Park Boys is so great, because it's fucked. So Ray's lies about being on disability, right? And again, which is really cool is we saw Ray and I'm facing this humongous problem as a content creator, and I know we're doing a lot of side tangent. I got ADHD, but with Trailer Park Boys in particular, is I know the show so well. I know every single characters. I know their storyline. So there's a fine line. We'll call it Alice in Wonderland. There's a fine line where I don't know what's I just saw and what I already know. I don't know what I just learned or what I already know, right? So with Ray, it is always implied that he's in a wheelchair. So you see him in season 2, you see him in season 1, and at some point you see Ray starting to walk, right? And it always has been implied that he's fucking the government, right? For workers' comp. And at season 5, he is a lot more involved. Barry Dunn, which is Ray LaFleur, is really a lot more involved, and that's when you really start him to say, like, yo, I'm walking, right? And that is super, super nice. That is super nice. For example, in this episode, there's a real proof that he's walking, and there's a moment in there that is truly brilliant. I'll tell you, it's super simple. The first thing that you see is Ray becomes drunk. He gets really drunk, and he gets to walk around, right? And then Ricky's like, Dad, you're walking. People see you. They're going to report you. And nobody reports him. But then in season 5, episode 6, which is Don't Cross the Shit Line, there is this... Oh, we scratched the screen. There is this moment and where he is drunk, and then he gets up and walk. So it's like, I told you so, but I didn't tell you so, which is really good. Good. Let's come back to season 5, episode 3, 4. I don't fucking know. Let's call it 4. So it's a really huge fuck up, and Ray will said you lied to the guy in the chair. And Ray is a beautiful character. I don't know why when I was a kid I hated him, because now I really, really, really like him. Ray will use a lot of excuses, right? So for example, he's very religious, right? And I'll talk about how but Ray is religious in a really cool sense. For example, there's a moment in Good Night to the Bad Guys, which we're going to be reviewing, don't worry, where they're eating lobster, right? And they're blessing, and then he tells Ricky you don't get to eat until you say amen. And then Ricky say fucking amen, right? Or in Good Night to the Bad Guy, no, in the Christmas special, they're fighting and said, fuck what you're doing, fuck what you have planned, we're going to church, and they go to church. So Ray has this really, he has this belief in religion, and it's a cool character because I think out of the whole thing, he possibly is the most religious guy, right? And even Ray, why I like him so much right now, and that's the craziest thing, because when I was younger, I loved J-Rock, and I don't like J-Rock anymore. Yeah. So you get to like characters and you don't like them after a while. I don't know why. but probably a perception change. Is you see Ray. Ray in season one, he's the father of Ricky. He doesn't really have seat. He's just the father of Ricky, right? And the first episode where I really started liking him is the Bible Pimp, right? You guys remember season 2, episode 5? He talks to Ricky about things like, yo, Dad, can I get money? I need to take out Sarah on a date. I love her. And it's like, okay, well, if you do that, we're gonna be reading the Bible every single day. And you see what's crazy is, this is one of my favorite moments of Ray. The Bible Pimp, he said, hey, Ricky, in his trunk. Oh, this is such a good moment, too. And I don't know if I made it justice when I talked about season 2, episode 5. That was 2 days ago, but we made 6-10 hours of content since then, so it's far in my memories. He gets drunk, and then Bible Pimp talked to him, and he said, Ricky, I bought you something. I bought you a Bible for $60. And then Ricky says, are you drunk? Because it's a lot of money, right? It's like, I had a couple. And then Ricky says, can I have $30 to, can I have $30 to take out Sarah? It's like, I don't have that kind of money. We just spent $60 for a Bible, right? So in this one, they're doing the same thing. We know that Ray will use a chair, even though it's not in a chair. Oh my god, Ray is so fucked. But again, I wouldn't see somebody normal being Ricky's father. So Ray and Ricky are actually way similar. Ray is possibly a bit more mature, a bit less fucked, but he's still as fucked. So for example, Ultra Piss Jug on the open, because that's what he used to do as a trucker. He's not a trucker, but he does it. He would use the excuse of being in a wheelchair, but he's not in a wheelchair. So he tells Ricky in this episode, he says, you lied to the guy in a chair. Which is fucking phenomenal. One of my favorite moments, because at the same time, it is fuck. You lied to your father, but he's like, I'm in a chair. What are you doing, Ricky? Even though you're not in a chair. Now I kind of have to check out what happened, because the problem is I saw this episode like 2 days ago. 2 days ago. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. I know exactly what's up. So this episode is also very, very important lore-wise, because at first you always saw Ricky, Julian, and Bubbles, but then you see Julian, who is kind of stepping back, and so they don't do a good job explaining. Okay, they really don't do a good job at explaining. So the truth of what happened is, okay, so it's complex. So this is all, and okay, so it is implied in the Christmas special. It is implied in Don't Legalize It. It is implied in the animated series. The animated series, which came out, I think it was 20 years after. Bubbles' parents left him. It was always said that Bubbles' parents abandoned him, but it wasn't true. The truth is, the father of Bubbles was an alcoholic gambling, and he had a lot of money debts. And since Bubbles like Ricky and Julian so much, it's like, okay, well, you're safe here. Bubbles has a fucking sister, if you guys didn't know, which is crazy, because and this is fucked up. This is really fucked up. There is a promotional promotional poster for season 2, when they're seeing and I used it as a thumbnail. I didn't show the naked part, but they're using they have this porn mag, right, and it's written Chile Park Girls, and it's a porn mag, and you see Bubbles and Ricky and Julian looking at it, and the funny thing I put in is the girl, she has bubble glasses, right? So at first it's like, haha, she has bubble glasses. So it's kind of fucked, right? But then you realize that Bubble has a sister, and that could be a sister. That I really enjoy it. And again, the problem is they did that with Mike Clattenburg, but after that he wasn't involved, and that's where a lot of for example, spoiler: Ricky has another child, and they're swearing at the child disappeared. Now, the child disappearing was I don't remember why, but there was a good reason for it. So, coming back to Julian. Julian kind of stepped away from the boys, and Ricky and Bubbles like each other so much. See, Ricky and Bubbles just had a huge fight and say, hey, no, I'm so sorry, this is me fucking up. The trailer burned down, and Julian feels bad. But Julian, once again, oh my god, I'm so ADHD today. So, Bubbles, when his parents abandoned him, right, he was able to live at at Julian's grandmother's house. Now, in the podcast, it is revealed that Julian isn't a drinker. His grandma was a drinker. His grandma was a huge drinker. And it wasn't necessarily the best place. So Julian would go hide at Mrs. Patterson, which we saw in season 1. But Bubble didn't have a place to go. And it's kind of crazy, because Ray kind of raised Bubble. He kind of raised Bubble. See, Bubble was half raised by Julian and his grandma, but also it's like a parent divorce. You get to see your dad, you get to see your mom. The mom was Julian's grandma, and the dad was Ray. But then Bubbles was smart enough to, at a young age, to say, Ray, this is fucked. No, fuck you, Ray. And what I really enjoy is in season 7. Well, I really enjoy it, but I don't enjoy it at all. So at season 7, I told you Barry Dunn, which is the character that the person that plays Ray as an actor, really got interested in how popular Trailer Park Boys became, and when he understood that Bubble was the most popular one. See, I think that everybody preferred Julian in season 1, and I think at a point everybody preferred Ricky, but then Bubble is a character that is Trailer Park Boys. If you guys didn't know, is a comedy, and he's the funniest character. So people often should go for Bubbles. And then when Barry Dunn realized that Bubble was the favorite of the public, he created this relationship with him, right? So was this relationship a lore-wise or a need for Barry Dunn to be popular? I don't know. I think as a kid when I learned that, I think that's why, because I don't remember why I didn't like Ray. I didn't like Ray, but when okay, let's put it like that. I told you guys that I used to watch Trailer Park Boys every single year, right? Every single year. So when you have it every single year, you don't have time to digest the information. So you watch it again, and you have the same opinion. For example, you're gonna watch. I've been listening to the audiobook of Harry Potter every single year since I was since I went to the apartment. So 20. Because it's just good, and it's just good for work because I think it's 80 hours. They're a whole week of work at time to speed. So for a whole week, I don't have to worry about, hey, what's going on. For example, Lord of the Ring. I do like the movies. I like the book. I love the movies because the movies are special to me. But they're 30 hours when you put it. So when I go to work, I know that for 15 hours, which is 2 days, by the way, 2 days of 8 hours. I know that for 2 days, I don't have to worry about changing song or changing podcast. I got something from start to finish, which is good. So yeah. So with Trailer Park Boys, I didn't really take a break from that, and it's always a preconceived notion. I like him. I don't like him. I think as a kid, I liked Ray, or maybe I didn't like Ray because of my father, and we didn't have the best relationship. But then, as a young adult, when I really started watching Trailer Park Boys, again, I was in an apartment. I didn't have Wi-Fi, so I downloaded the videos. I learned about what happened with Barry Bonds and how he was kind of there for fame, right? I was like, fuck that guy, right? So yeah, it was just that. But in this one, I really like Ray. So then Ricky and Bubbles, they feel bad. So Bubbles feel bad. I think Ricky feels bad a little bit, but he has a secret, right? So they go out to get his whatchamacallit, to get his camper, yeah. Because Ray used to be a trucker, right? And what is really sweet here, what really sweet is, they have him to rob a liquor store, and Bubbles says, I don't want to rob a liquor store, and Ricky's like, I know, but we have to. And it's kind of, to me, there's really this brother. It's like those brothers that they they've been together since a young age, so they enable each other's. With Julian, I really feel like Julian is a bigger brother to Bubbles, and to Ricky sometimes, absolutely. But with Julian's, there's never a point where I'm like, oh, they're brothers. See, it's like, it's ADHD, forgive me. It's like this, and I'm not gonna say weird, I'm gonna say because it happens often. It's like this, these two siblings that have years, and I do mean years apart. And you're like, holy shit, I didn't know you were siblings. She could be your aunt, he could be your uncle, right? But they're siblings. So with Julian, it kind of feels like that. It kind of feels like, yeah, they're siblings, but there's a huge disparity. With Bubbles and Ricky, they're both kind of fucked, so it's the same. So they get a camper. Now we get the first scenes, or the first instances of Julian training Corey and Trevor, which again is kind of nice because you introduced this concept in season 5, episode 1. You don't have to repeat yourself and say, "Hey, I'm gonna train you," right? You're just training. And then he tells Trevor and Corey, the problems in your head. You think that you're gonna fuck up. That's why you fuck up. But in reality, you guys wouldn't fuck up, right? You just believe it. You just believe so little in yourself that when it happens, which I really fucking love. Don't tell me, oh, I have this childhood trauma. Give me a good reason, and as long as it's a reason that makes sense, I'll buy it. I'll buy it. I'll be like, you know what, makes sense. They train them, and they have this VLT, and they print ticket, and then they copy the tickets. Now, again, this is an instance of Julian copying people. So you see Ray being, and it's so fucking funny because in last episode when they burned down the trailer, Ricky, Julian, Bubbles, Corey, Trevor, they go to have a drink. So Ricky asks Julian, like, please, dude, can I please go stay with Lucy? I want to get back to her, with her. Julian's like, okay, whatever. And then it's sweet because, dude, I love this episode so much. Season 5 is underrated. My favorite episode from season 5 is Don't Cross the Shit Line. To me, this is such an emotional episode. We'll talk about it later. I get emotional. So Julian's like, yo, these machines are rigged. You'll never win money. You'll never win enough. And if you win, somebody else is lose. That's the way it works. And then he has this idea from Ray to say, hey, there's a lot of money in those machines. That's why he steal it. So then he buys an army tent, and then he buys everything. And he buys a bottle of alcohol. Now the greatest thing is we're seeing Ricky and Julian fight. And see, the best thing about Ricky and Julian is they fight a lot. They fight often, but it's always we'll get back at it. So for example, I'll tell you at the end of the video, and in the end of the episode, it is revealed that Ricky was going to burn down the trailer. Bubba is mad at him. Ray is mad at him, and Julian tells, "That's fuck, Rick. That's fucked." And you never heard Julian say that, even though he knows Ricky the best. That's kind of cool. And then they fight, and the funniest thing about the fight isn't the fight itself, isn't how fucked it is, isn't that their best friend fighting. The fight actually quite important because it shows how bad the situation is. Where in a perfect world, these two friends have each other back, right? But now the world is so fucked that they cannot. They have to figure out something. And then they fight, and then Julian gives a bottle of rum to Ray. You know, he bought it. My apologies. Holy shit, I made a mistake. No. I'm good. It's so nice. It is so nice. Season 5 is amazing. Season 5 is amazing, not in the sense of how good it is. It's amazing because it's such a... You explore the world... Well, you explore the world of Trip Boy so much, but there's a reason for that. If you look at season 1 is 6 episodes. This one is 10 episodes, so almost double. So then they fight, but the funny thing about the fight is that Bubble gets mad, right? And it's like, yo, please stop fighting. And then Julian's like, don't worry, I got you. Who got your belly? So for Bubble, this is like an affection sign. It's like, who got your belly? Who's got your belly? And he made a song about it in Shit Rocker, which is again 2020, 2022. And which is really cool. And then Bubble and Ricky's like, no, I got his fucking belly. And then Julian's like, I got his fucking belly. So they even fight about that, which is really cool. That's it for season 5, episode 4. Season 5, episode 5. Jim Leahy is a drunk bastard, and it will never change. So again, really cool moment of, and I want to picture this. I want to point this, and I never talked about it before, but Phil Collins finally gets his place. And Phil Collins is kind of cool because Phil Collins is calm, right? And the funniest thing is, so I didn't even talk about this at all, and it wasn't important. I'm not gonna say, oh, dude, I forgot to talk about this. I'm such a fuck up. But still, Leahy has a problem with drinking, and Randy has a problem with cheeseburger, right? So they both go out. They both give up their addiction, and then you got they got a more normal lifestyle, and because they got a more normal lifestyle, Phil Collins joined them. And Phil Collins, when you look at it, he's matching well with the energy of Leahy and Randy. And there's even talk in this one, which is super funny, of It's super fucking funny. Um, so Randy's like, I didn't have a cheeseburger in days, and then Phil Collins is like, no cheeseburger, that's crazy talk. And even later, when Philadelphia Collins becomes a more important character, you realize that he's the father of Jacob. And the crazy thing is, Jacob has been a character since season one. Phil Collins has been a character since season one. There was no telling that they were they were related, but still the fact that they're related, it's working well. And then cheeseburger, Phil Collins says to his son, have a cheeseburger. Cheeseburger has been good for me, they'll be good for you. Which is completely fucked, but I love it. Season 7, it's more memeable. It's not as good, it's memeable though. Jim Leahy's always a drunken bastard. So Jim Leahy promised people that he's drunk and drunk and drunk and drunk. Now, I'll be completely clear. Do I believe that Leahy has been sober? At one point in between season 4 and season 5, yes. Did he start the season at did he start the season like a drunk? No. Because if you guys remember, he went to a mental hospital, right? Where he didn't have a drop of liquor. So there is a possibility that at some point he got cured from his alcoholism. And Leahy would always blame his alcoholism and because of Ricky and because of Julian and how shitty the park is. Is it true? I don't know. I don't know because Christmas episode, which is the prologue, he's already drinking, right? And the boys aren't fucking around. Funny thing about the Christmas episode is that J-Rock and Tyrone are their normal Corey and Trevor, which is crazy to me. The whole episode is about Leahy, and it's kind of cool because they subtly showed it off. They're like, dude, he calls him Bobandy, he talks about liquor, he goes to bridge game, but he doesn't play bridge or he doesn't bring his card. There's even an episode where they go into this bar, right? And they go to this bar for the VLTs, and then they see Leahy coming out of it. Like, is he drinking because he just came out of the bar, right? Next episode, again, it's kind of fucked because we're seeing, we just had Ricky reveal. I'm behind the trailer burning down. No, wrong episode. You see, this is why I don't like doing them a couple of days after. I like doing the day off because it's so fresh. Now it's a bit far ahead in my memories, and this is when the memories of the show comes back and like, okay, well, did you just realize that about the show? Is it the review that you just did, or is it something that you remember? We have how fucked it is. The trailer is still being down. You got Bubbles and Ricky making peace. Bubble forgive Ricky. And the nicest part here is he doesn't forgive Ricky because he did forgive Ricky. He forgives Ricky because the situation is so fucked that he doesn't have a choice but to forgive Ricky. They're fucked. They're completely fucked. Ray preferred. So what I didn't say is they bring his camper and Julian had the army tent. So because they had this camper, Julian used the army tent. And people will say, like, a lot of people, they say, it's kind of shitty that you give a present and now, kind of shitty that you give a present, but you take it back. And in this case, it's not shitty. It's because Julian and Ray fight so much that it's possibly better for everybody that he has this situation. Give me a sec. Okay, so we have this. We have Ray starting to drink again, which is good. But I'd rather Ray drinking than gambling. We have Leahy, and in this one, you see, that's the craziest thing. I didn't even realize it, but on a deeper note, what if Leahy started to drink? He started to drink. So the problem with Leahy is that he uses a water bottle to drink vodka, right? The problem with that is we see him with a water bottle in season 5 episode 1 and season 5 episode 2. So was it vodka or was it water? Because it could be water. It could be water. See, people that quit smoking, what they'll do is they'll have a muscle memory of smoking. People that have drinking, they'll have a muscle memory of drinking, right? Maybe him drinking water is a way. When you're hungry, what do? You eat gum because your brain will function as, you're chewing on something you're about to eat, right? So yeah, so I don't know how it is. But then they push him so much that he starts drinking. And this one you see Leahy starting to talk like he's drinking, drinking. He's being aggressive to Randy. which is a sign of him drinking because he loves Randy. Um, my favorite gay couple. Fun fact: my favorite gay couple. I don't know who it is. Is it Leahy and Randy, or is it Mike? Is it Mikey and Ian from Shameless? I don't know. I don't know. I have no clue. They're both fucked. So then you have the fighting. Nice. I love this episode. Yeah. Jim Leahy is a drunken. I would have liked more of drama here, but it's finally an episode where we get to chill. By the way, we're having some korma chip, and if you didn't never tasted these are fucking phenomenal. These are fucking phenomenal. What a gem. So what it is kind of pretty cool in this episode is, again, and I'm going to repeat myself, but Bubble is stressed. They want him to buy him a badminton set. Now, why is that so cool? We established in season 5, episode 1, which is this season, Bubble love badminton. This is a really good way. And then it's funny because Judith doesn't play badminton. But again, it's a reason for Bubbles and Ricky to bond. Ricky goes to the Walmart and he makes prank calls on the phone, on the intercom. Bubbles is laughing. Julian isn't. So again, there's so many instances of Bubbles and Ricky being closer friend than Bubbles and Julian, which sucks because you don't want Julian to be this guy. You don't want Julian to be this guy that's the part. You want the three of them to be friends, right? Then we have this episode, Treaty starting to drive, and it's brilliant writing because you see her driving and you know it's a problem, but Ricky's like, stay in the trailer park. And I'm sorry to say, this is apples and oranges, but I have to admit, when I was young, my father would be like, hey, you can go whatever you want on your bike, but you cannot go further than Maxi, which was 6th Avenue in front of us. I was like, okay, Dad. And I could go out for hours, and he wouldn't give a shit. But he would always tell me, where'd you go? And I would say, okay, well, I didn't leave the Maxi, you know? And I didn't really like that. So, in the same case, we're close enough to be safe. And it's something Ricky can go to the trailer, right? So we got Trinity driving. And why is that so important is because Trinity driving is, it's Ricky being a specific kind of father. It is Trinity being able to drive for them to have a problem at the end. And this problem at the end is actually quite sweet. Because Ricky always also go to the court, but in this court, it's just one of my favorite moments of the entire show. When Ricky goes to court, it's always about, hey, I'm lying. And hey, I'm telling the judge to fuck off. And this one, he's being himself, and I love that. I really, really do love that. I'll tell you why after. Okay, we had this again. It's not fresh in my memory, which I hate. So they go to the store, and instead of buying a badminton set, it is once again a rocket, which goes to shows that Bubble is a fan of space, which plays a huge part in the later season. A huge part. So then they steal the rockets, right? And then they get away from it. They blame Corey and Trevor, which is basic stuff that we saw all this time before. We have Leahy getting to more drinking. And this is really sweet because Randy is starting to doubt that Leahy is sober. So what he does is he gives him hypnotic tape. Then Leahy's like, I'm cured, fuck you, Randy. And then he feels bad, so he's watched the tape, and he says, this helped me. So this is Leahy lying, but Randy being a good boyfriend. So then they have the decimal. There's this famous scene where they talk about space weed. Just listen.
Hopefully you got some space weed over. How's that, buddy? I don't fucking know.
Marky, that's not very good use. Space words, real ones, not talking about space weed.
Nice power rocket.
Julie, make him do it well.
All over the place. They got lasers there and shooting and Bobs, I can't fucking do this. My brain doesn't work with space talk. I hate playing space.
Julian.
Make him do it right. one's getting high and drunk playing space in the middle of the street.
Yeah, us.
This is so fucking good. I forgot about this moment. So they're playing space because Bubble is oh my god. So this is very specific in the next episode, so I think I'm gonna do a dual episode right here. They're playing space, and yes, they're getting drunk and high, but then they were having a good day, and Leahy stops them. Because Leahy stops them, Ray had a problem with him. So Ray and Leahy always had problems. So it isn't specified why, because Ray is fucked just like Ricky. So of course they're opposing. But then in the later season, it is revealed, and it's like season 10, because Tammy, which was Ray's wife, had a thing with Leahy. You know, I think that's why. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not the best guy to talk about this, but you see Ray talking about how he ruined his day, right? And then Ray reveals that Leahy is still drinking, and the beautiful thing is, Ray reveals it, and they go back home, Ray, Leahy, and Randy, and then Randy's like, "Why didn't you tell me? I don't give a fuck if you drink. I hate those guys," because Leahy lies to him and said, "Hey, when I'm gonna be drinking, I need to be thinking like them. I need to be drunk. I need to be a criminal to think like a criminal. Let me drink when they're still here, and when I go to jail, I'll really stop." So Randy is like, "Okay, no problem. I'll drink with you," right? Season 5, episode 6, Don't Trust the Shit Line. This I'm not even gonna look. I know it by heart. It was one of my favorite episodes because it is perfect, picture perfect Trailer Park Boys. So the boys are fucked. They don't have any money. They don't have any drinking. And once again, it sucks because where's Julian in this episode? Ray, Ricky, and Bubbles go to do a porn flick, right? And they went to do a porn flick, and then this is called Don't Cross the Shit Line. And Don't Cross the Shit Line is something I learned from this episode. It was something that was so instrumental to my whole life as a human being, as a young adult to today. Don't Cross the Shit Line is, I don't like you, you don't like me. We can coexist as long as you don't cross the shit line. The shit line is, if you don't cross my boundaries, if you stay in your lane and I stay in mine, we can coexist. We don't have to like each other's. But the second that you're trying to fuck with me, I'll fuck with you. Another one of the concepts that they taught me, Trailer Park Boys, was shit brothers. I don't like you, you don't like me, but I know some shit about you and you know some shit about me, so we'll do peace. We can both self-destruct. And that was something cool. So they go to shoot this porn flick, and to me this is so funny because, again, it is established way early on that J-Rock is making porn flick. I would have loved, I'll be honest, I would have loved a episode per season of J-Rock filming a porno. In the later season, J-Rock doesn't even film pornos. What the fuck happened? Like I said, J-Rock, what happened to the character? I don't like the character. For example, at the end of season 8, at the end of season 7, he's like, yo, I'm not gonna be a rapper anymore. I got kids. I have to take care of my kids. And everybody's like, yo, raw fool, right? But then in season 8, his kid disappeared. He's supposed to have a kid with Tyrone. And it's funny because they're saying, I don't know who's the dad. One of the kid is white, one of the kid is black. It's really funny. And then he has his kid McFlurry, which I like McFlurry, but why tell me that he doesn't have a kid when later on the line you give him a kid, right? It doesn't make any sense. And yeah, so they film a porno, and the funniest thing is they're so hungry, and then the first thing that Ray does is gets drunk, and I have to play this scene. This is too good. I'm sorry, I have to play the scene. This is too good. See, although I think season 5 is a bit weaker compared to season 3, season 4, right? But it's just so funny. And the crazy thing about this one is Lucy and this one is gonna partake in the porn movie. So Ricky wants to stop her, but then it's a good plot because Lucy never did it. But it's a bad plot because it was a huge fight in season 1. Like, oh, you're doing this porn flick. That's not cool. And then Ricky's is becoming Lucy and say, hey, you're doing this porn flick. That's not cool. Where is it?
Stand up, Ray. Stand up and then take it.
Oh, this is it.
Lucy, I need to talk to you.
No, that's not it.
Shut up. See, I heard you're gonna be in jail.
It's one of the nicest moments of the series too. For some reason, Sarah and Ricky are always fighting, and Sarah defends Lucy, and then Ricky's come in, and Sarah's like, "What the fuck do you want?" And then it's like, "Yo, I don't want the mother of my child to be in a porno." And then Sarah's like, "You're right. You're right." Oh, this is moment. This is so good. I'm not finding the moments of Ray. I don't remember where it is. Oh yeah, this is it.
Nothing wrong with a guy.
You ladies drinking, right? You walk.
No, this is so good. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to make you watch this.
Now stand up, ready?
Yeah.
Stand up and then take a drink, Joey. So you look. That's right. Now you gotta dance. You know what I'm saying? Dance right.
Got pimples. Holy shit.
Cut. Bubbles. See me get them shits off, kind of neat, but I want to see some ass sliding, you know what I mean?
J-Rock's making his little grace film here, and he thought it's appropriate for me to just start slapping that lady on the bum, but I'm not comfortable doing that, to tell you the truth. And I don't even know her. I can't just walk up and start slapping her, but J-Rock's previous works that I was in, I mean, I was playing a different character. Corporal Alexi, I played in From Russia with the Love Bone, played a lumberjack in the Bear Pimp Project, but now I'm just being myself. I mean, I don't want to be known as the guy that just walks up and slaps some donkey dogs.
Hey, you down with feet? Me too, B.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Too well. B, you roll? You ladies is drinking, right? You wild, right? You drinking, you dancing all over.
This is so good, too.
You can't stand how wild them bubbles is. Aight, bubbles? You know what I'm saying? Introduce yourself, blow some bubbles. It's gonna be
Some
tight.
hot dogs, right, J-Rock?
Yeah, that's right. Got all kinds of food for you, motherfucker. This thing's really important. We gotta get it first, you know what I mean?
Okay, for
Aight.
cheeseburger.
All right.
Oh no, this is the moment. This is the best moment ever.
First girl's gone wild. Keeping it real. Keeping the bubbles going. Yeah.
Man, cut, Ray. Truck driving, passed out Phantom 309, motherfucker.
Nothing wrong with a guy having a few drinks, you know what I mean?
Church.
Mingling with the people and shit. But the guy had fucking a whole fucking court to himself. He got smashed. He's fucked up out of his mind. Wheeling through shots backwards, fucking everything up, man. He doesn't even know how much we spent on all this equipment to get shit rolling right, man. It ain't right.
It ain't tight. This is so good. So yeah, this is so good because although season 5 episode 5 and season 5 episode 6 are not related, when Ray told everybody that Leahy was drinking, he crossed the shit line. So Leahy, as a revenge, wants to cross the shit line. So they do a porno because they're so hungry, and J-Rock has been slanging groceries. Now, why is that cool is because you told me before. They've been slanging groceries since the beginning of season 5, all through season 5. The fact that they have food is normal. Ray wants some alcohol, Bubble wants some food, so he has a porno flick, which would be cool if it wasn't for the fact that we saw it often. Now, the craziest thing is, Leahy goes after Ray, then he goes to the house of J-Rock and T, and he finds all of the grocery bag. I think this is the proof that they stole grocery bag. I was like, fuck, right? And then he's gonna snitch on them. The police come, they arrest Ray because they take away the porn tape, which again would be good if you didn't do that in season 1. You did that in season 1, dude. You had the porn tape. And then they arrest Ray. And then Ray goes to jail, which is a big part of the season because Ray doesn't go to jail. Ray doesn't go to jail. Ricky kind of go to jail. June goes to jail. No problem. Ray doesn't go to jail. Right? But he gets to jail because he fucked over. And that's pretty much it. So we have the cops. And when Ricky wants to get involved, the cops go in and say, hey, you want us to investigate your daughter for drinking and driving around the park? That's not cool, right? Where's the, I think it's next episode. Yeah, so just Ray going into the park, and that's pretty much it. Goes to jail, pretty much it. Season 5, episode 7, Winter Shit. Now, again, Winter Shit is so amazing because we have those shit analogy. So, a lot of people like Ricky because of Rickyism. Rickyism is Ricky being fucked and wanting to say things in the right way. They said him in a Ricky way. The shitism, the shit analogy, there's even a shit dictionary. So, when the show was out, most of the cast also talk about Ricky, Bubbles, and Julian, but also Leahy and Randy. They start doing tours, right? And to make some money, Leahy released a shit dictionary. So I want to have it. I don't have it. And it's just, I should buy that. It should be cool. That's a good idea to buy, actually. That's a good idea to buy, and we could read it together. Oh. Ding. That's what I like making content. I could buy that. That could be cool. Winter Shit. The Winter Shit is, once again, it's Leahy talking about shit and the shits of wind. the thing is, the more drunk you get, the more you talk about shit. And then Bubbles start to believe it so much that Ricky started to believe it. So we have Ricky saying, "Hey, we need to sell the." We got Julian saying, "We need to sell the hash, and we really need to sell it." I think it's the court. Oh yeah, so Julian says we need to sell the hash, and it's like, what did we ever made more money at school? So then he wants Ricky, and again, this is Ricky, this is Julian, and I have to say, I don't know, I have no clue, because there's moments where I think that Julian's doing something nice, but he's doing it for himself, and there's times where I think he's doing it for himself, but he's doing it to be nice. So he tells Ricky you have to go back to school. And then Ricky doesn't want to. But then he's like, yo, Ricky, you could get your grade 11. So we're like, oh, well. And then, I don't know. I want to say that Julian was doing this to help Ricky, but it was possibly just Julian was doing to make money. Which is cool because the problem with the boys is they don't need money. Bubbles live for rent-free, just had to buy food for his kitty. Ricky lives in his fucking car, once again. Julian is the only one that needs money or that makes money. The boys could go one winter. It's and he talked about it in a podcast, which is really good. Talks about I'm like this ant, right? And I get food and I get food and I get food. And these two are like fucking. So it's a fable. They're like the grasshopper, and they're singing. And when winter comes, they come and see me and say, "Hey, Julian, we need food." That's why he's worried about money. And I get that. I 100% get that. So what they're doing is really fucking cool, right? So season 5, episode 7 is when we start getting back into the thing. So for example, Leahy bought the trailer from Julian as a temporary, which is cool, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna sell it for you," right? And now Julian is tired of living in a tent. He's cramped up, which is super important. The main motivation behind making money in this one is Julian is tired of living in a tent. So it's like, we need to make money. I can buy my trailer back from Leahy. And Leahy is constantly pushing Julian, saying the price is rising. Now, so the original thought behind this is Julian needs to commit crime to get the money, and when he commits a crime to make that money, that's when we can frame him. Julian will basically come in and say, "Hey, Leahy, I got the money." See, we're finally getting some sun, which is good. We had, I think it's 5 days of fucking shitty fucking weather. Julian will almost come immediately and say, "Hey, here's the money." So all Leahy has to do is, what crime was just commit? Maybe the boys involved. He gets Ricky to enroll. Then Ricky, what happened is, and again, this is why season 5 is so special. Ricky goes to school and he's like, "Oh, yo, I want to be a student." And say, "No, you're old enough to be a janitor." So he becomes a janitor. So the plan is, the janitor, he has a code of he has a key to the school. All he has to do is, "I'm gonna go in, and if you're good, I'll take care of you. If you're good, I'll put in some ash in your locker," right? That's how they sell the drugs. And then he gets the money. So the money, and the craziest thing is, he tells Ricky, and this is why I love Trailer Park Boys so much. He tells Ricky, "Hey, I'm gonna be using that money to get Ray out," right? He has no intention for getting Ray out, but still. And then Ricky becomes the janitor, but then he tells people, "Hey, I'm going to school." He tells everybody in the park, "I'm going to school," right? And what is kind of crazy is, this season started with a lie. When Ricky burned down the trailer, he was lying. But now that he's going to school, he's also lying. However, they see this lie is like, "Yo, this is a good lie," right? A noble lie. So they go in, they start selling some ash to the students. It works really well. And even then, when they go to school that night, Ricky doesn't tell Julian Bubbles. That's how much he's embarrassed. And he's like, "Yo, whatchamacallit? I'm a janitor," to the cops, right? So it's kind of revealed, but not revealed. It's just important that Ricky is ashamed of it. Enough to not talk about it with Julian and Bubbles. We got Ray who's in prison, but now the situation is getting worse because what happened is Cyrus, Terry, and Dennis are also in jail, so they're targeting Ray. Now the good thing is, in last episode, J-Rock and Tyrone were already arrested, so there's a trailer park kind of rules. You have to protect your own. So J-Rock, Tyrone, and Ray are helping each other out, which I love. There's also the part. There's a really cool part with Bubbles and Leahy here. Bubbles and Leahy, I talked about it 100 times before. 100 times before I talked about it, and they're like, dude, they have this weird relationship. So Leahy comes in and tells Bubble, "What are you doing?" And then Bubbles like, "Listen, I know I'm stealing the groceries, but I need it to feed myself. Look, I'll sell it to you for $12." And again, I talked about this yesterday. It's not a case of Bubble is making crime to commit crime. It's Bubble need to do crime to survive. So Leahy understands that. It's like, okay, well, I'll buy you a tub of price. I'll buy you a tub because it's a good price. $12 for a lot of groceries, that's a good price. And I want you guys to listen to the moment because it's actually quite nice. It's actually quite nice. I'm not going to do the whole thing. But I just play the part that I love.
After throwing a real nothing. Pressure, sadness.
Okay, was that it?
Oh, but you blew up by some little friend of the old shit, bro.
I don't think it is. No, that's not it.
Your gears will implode from the shit pressure. You were wrong, Bubs.
No, so Leahy is carrying Bubbles, and then they go to school to sell the hash, and then some event happened, and he's talking about a winds of shit, and because he's talking about the winds of shit, it's just nice because he's scared Bubbles, and because he's scared Bubbles, when something happened, he say, "Oh, is Leahy right?" And then that's when Julian comes in and said, "No, he's fucked in the head, guys. You know that." So good episode. It's not the most interesting episode. It's just, you know, the most important part is they're using the money to buy Julian trailer back. And to be honest, this episode in itself is not important, but the simple fact that Julian buys the trailer back is important because it's starting to win the shit. So the cool thing is, you could say, and you would be absolutely right to say, the win the shit is not what happened in the school. The wins the shit is that Julian buys his trailer, betrays Ricky and Bubbles, which leads to a tornado. So the wins the shit, in simpler term, would be your butterfly effect. A little butterfly flaps its wing and creates a tornado. Leahy wants to sell the trailer, which pushes Julian to make crime, which pushes Julian to betray Ricky and Bubbles, which pushes them to have a fight, which pushes them to release Cyrus, Terry, and Dennis to come and kill the boys. And because they're divided, they cannot work together, and then they end up losing because they were all of them. Ricky, Bubbles, and Julian together are stronger than Terry, Dennis, and fucking Cyrus. Julian on his own is not stronger. Bubbles on his own is not stronger. Ricky on his own is not stronger. So this is the point. Divide to conquer. Trailer Park Boys, Season 5, Episode 8, Dress All Over Zesty Mordant. I don't remember what he called it like that. So Julian lies to Ricky and he says, hey, he's okay in prison. He wants to, Julian tells Ricky, your father is following a get out of gambling, what should I call it? Get out of gambling. I'm so sorry. See, this episode I watched and I don't even remember, but I know it by heart. So basically, they almost get cut out of school. So then Bubbles goes in and steals some carts because they're gonna want to use the Endel to hide hash in, which is a brilliant plan. Julian buys the trailer. We're seeing more of Ray in prison. Julian tells Ricky that his father is in prison, but following a course to stop drinking, right? And because he started drinking, he wants to stay there. We see Leahy drinking more and more and more and more. So the thing with Leahy is he has a quart of alcohol for every single name. So when J-Rock went to jail, he drank a bottle. When Tyrone went to jail, he drank a bottle. When Ray went out of jail, he drank a bottle. So now he's really drunk, and now we're going crazy, right? Which you see with him talking to Bubble about the winds of shit and stuff like that. But even then, it's actually quite nice because what happened is, when there is a shootout, because there's a shootout at the end of the season, Ray tells everybody in the park, Leahy tells everybody in the park, leave, there's gonna be a shootout. So that's actually he really cares. So what is that?
Nice, buddy, spend some cash. We're gonna have lots of cares. Here, grab a bottle. How are we supposed to get your dad if you keep spending money? Huh? There's a whole driveway full of house. They're gonna have lots of money. Rick, we don't have the money yet, alright?
Ricky once again spends money before we have it.
Start getting up the driveway. We're gonna start
Okay.
shipping that stuff out tonight, okay? Alright, where's $60 for a seat?
Oh yeah, there's this really cool episode. There's this really cool episode, part of the episode where He goes to the car. Bubbles goes to steal a cart, and then fucking Gary, which is the mall cop supervisor. The cool thing with Gary is it's not only part of the show, but even in season 10, when they go to Julian goes to get a job as security in a mall, and Gary's still there. I do like that. So then he tells Gary, "You want to scare my friend? I'll scare you. I'm gonna give Bubble his cart, and you're gonna be nice to him with a gun." Well, that's kind of cool. Yeah. So nothing super important. Did you get the court or not yet? Because the court is actually a cool moment, but I don't remember where the court is. Okay, so I guess I'll talk about the court. Where is the court? The court. I am the liquor. Is that it? Oh yeah, there it is. So Trinity. Okay, so cool. I fucked up. So Trinity, I told you guys about how she was caught for drinking and driving. This happened in this episode. So we established that she was driving a car. We established that she was driving around park. But then she get caught with a bottle of liquor. Then she get arrested. This is in this episode. So the court coming soon. One of my favorite moments of season 5. I'm gonna have to go, guys. We're at 51 minutes and I got 24% batteries. Fuck you. I hate this. Let's kind of hurry up. We'll kind of hurry up. I'll possibly will have enough battery. I won't have enough time. So yeah, it's not super interesting. They're just spending time with each other. Bubble steal the cart. We have a plan to put the ash in the cart handle. Where am I missing? Ricky worked with Julian, Bubble, Tori. What?
What did you just say to me?
Oh, okay, so they're trying to sell the hash. They're starting to sell the hash. So, there's a really cool part where Trevor and Corey are more trusted and they're giving more importance. So there's a part where Ricky makes a mistake in this order and Trevor's able to say, "You fucked up." And it's a big part for Corey and Trevor because Corey and Trevor always been scared of Ricky. So it's a big part in him and them evolving. And the more they evolve, the more relatable, the more reliable they become. The more reliable they become, the more we use them, right? Kind of cool. The whole thing is funny because he treats them like dog. For example, he'll tell Corey Trevor, "Here, Corey Trevor," and then Bubbles like, "Yo, this is kind of sad, right?" Or there's even this moment where Julian tells Corey Trevor, "Sit," and they sit down. It's really cool. It's sad for the characters, but then again, it's part of the show. It's not real life. Apparently, it was real life though. That's why Corey and Trevor left. Corey came back, but not Trevor. I feel like I'm forgetting so much stuff. So yeah, so it's just order. It's just making. So season 5, episode 8 is just. I wish I watched this episode today. Fuck. I don't have the time. Fuck. They're just about normal life. They're starting to sell the hash. They want to sell the hash. We got Ricky coming back to Trinity and her mom, and then him. See, this is why Lucy and Ricky work so well. She understands why Ricky lets her daughter go around the park with a car. She doesn't mind, right? So this is cool. Otherwise, what's here also? Trinity gets arrested, which makes them freak out. Leahy see Ricky working on the pavement. It's like, yo, there's a reason for that, right? There is a reason for that. That's when they start to question the pavement. They want to arrest Trinity, and it's funny because Leahy and Randy fight Bubbles and Julian. Randy takes his pants off, and that's why you get this. Is that in this one? So it's a pretty boring episode, but there's some moments that are kind of cool.
Randy.
Is that it? No, nothing. Season 5, episode 9. See, I wish I watched it. I'm sorry I'm annoying, but it's true. I'm gonna stop the video here, and I'll have to restart because at 20%, we have 2 episodes left, we're good. Don't blink, it's your boy Ying. I promised you guys I was gonna finish, however, we're reaching the 1 hour. So yeah, we're gonna continue. We're at season 5, episode 9 of Trailer Park Boys. We're still doing it. I am the liquor. Julian just bought the trailer, so he's taking down the army tent. I have to hurry up because we have 20% batteries and I don't want to do it again. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go charge our phone. I'm gonna be streaming some games. In the background, I'm gonna be listening to Trailer Park Boys season 6. So that's way when the sun is going down. When the sun sets, I'm gonna have enough to do season 6. So I'm gonna do 2 seasons today, which is great. I'm also gonna try to buy the Leahy shit Bible, which could be cool, really cool. So we have once again Julian buying the trailer park. This is weird because I watched it 2 days ago, so it's a bit rusted. Trinity is in jail, which is not a problem. We see Ricky going to a court. But it's more so about Bubbles fighting. We have I am the liquor. So once again, I mentioned this in the previous part. Leahy, whenever he gets somebody to jail, he takes a court. And since right now he's getting a lot of people in jail. So you got Trinity, you got Ray, you got J-Rock, you got Tyrone, T to go to jail. So he's drinking a lot. So I am the liquor he's going down. So the coolest thing about I am the liquor is the implication behind it. So in the beginning of season 5, which again is an episode which is long, I think season 6 is less than that. How many episodes is season 6? Kind of crazy that we had this season 6. It's 6. What the fuck? That's a huge drop. Okay, so the coolest thing about season 5, episode 9, and the liquor. First of all, it's one of the more memorable moments of the series. People still talk about it to this day. But it's season 5 starts. Leahy pretending like he's not drinking. Season 5, episode 5 happen. Leahy is okay. Well, I'm drinking. Randy says, "Why didn't you tell me? I'll drink with you." And then I am the liquor is when Leahy started to get out of control, which we saw in season 3, episode 7, which is the delusion of Officer Jim Leahy. I know my shit. Right. The best part about it is Ricky going to court to protect Trinity. I did mention this before, and then the last part. I'll say it again. I don't really give a shit. The coolest thing about it is the hash is now in, because Randy and Leahy knew the hash was in the car. So when the car is impounded, so it's kind of crazy. This is how smart Leahy is, or could be. Leahy knows that the hash is in their driveway, then they're selling it. So then he waits until they put it in the car, and then because Trinity's driving the car, he calls the cops on Trinity. So they don't have access to the ash. They don't have access to the ash. They don't have money to bail out those people because Leahy wants to put him in jail. If they bail him out, the whole solution of Leahy putting them in jail doesn't serve a single purpose. That's important. So we have. I don't even need to see it. Even though I watched it 2 days ago. Ricky comes in the court, and usually he uses his brain or his Rickyism to get himself out of trouble. He tells the judge to fuck off. He blames everybody but himself. And this one is actually quite nice. He says, "Yes, my daughter was driving, right? I wanted to teach her how to drive. It's a good thing for a father to do to her daughter, for his daughter." Second, yes, there was liquor in it because technically Trinity was driving the car. Yes, in the trailer park, there was open liquor, and then Ricky's like, "This is my home. You have liquor in your home, right? I do too." He says, "I'm trying my best to be a good father here. Sometimes I get drunk. Sometimes her mother gets drunk, but we always have somebody to take care of Trinity." And it's kind of cool because Ricky does win, but when you look at him, Ricky, you can talk a lot of shit about Ricky. He's dumb. He's stupid. He's fucking up. He's a good father. And the judge see that. So we get Trinity back, which is a huge win for him. But again, what was the point of getting Trinity to prison? Not a lot. Well, kind of, because Trinity, she throws bottle. Which, again, in season 5, episode 1, she, this is so cool. They do this small instance of Trinity saying, "Hey, Grandpa told me I can have the bottles." And there's a small seconds where Ray says, "I have $119 in bottles." So that's a lot of bottles. So when Trinity throws the bottles, we know where they're coming from. So yeah, Trinity is in charge of throwing bottles in the park. That's a big problem. We got Ricky going to jail. We got Julian starting to harvest the hash. Now the coolest thing is Randy and Leahy trick Corey and Trevor them that they're attached in the driveway, which is super cool because this is when they're fucking up. And it's really cool because you spend the whole season building Corey and Trevor up, and then they're fucking up. So it's not something that happens like, oh my god, it's still Corey and Trevor fucking up. It's like, no, they were so close to doing something good. They were so close of being part of the boys. They still fuck up at the end. So really, really nice. So we have Corey and Trevor fucking up. The coolest thing is this. It's here, Corey, Trevor.
Corey, Trevor! Corey! You guys want to go in the car? What's wrong, Bubs? Oh, nothing, Julian. Let's go see Brett. Get off my son.
Oh yeah. So he told Julian feels ashamed to live in a tent. He can't do it anymore. So he's supposed to use the money to get Ray out, but he used the money to buy a trailer. Yet, and Ray freaking out, and it's funny because oh yeah. So then this is a betrayal between Julian and Ricky, which is not really a betrayal. See, Julian makes sure that he has enough money to build Ray out and the trailer, right? If he didn't have enough money, we don't know what we would be doing. So then Ray started to fight a lot with the boys. The funny part is you got Cyrus telling Bubble fuck off, and Bubble's crying. This is actually pretty funny. Otherwise, what is there? So they learn that Corey and Trevor fuck up, right? And then Leahy and Randy, they're like, yo, we could call the cops. And that's when, that's the beautiful thing. Leahy and Randy is like, yo, I'm going to call the cops. And then Leahy tells, if we call the cop, what happened? They'll go to jail for a couple of months. What if we kill them? And then Randy says, you don't really want to kill them, right? It would be done, Leahy says. So, and then Randy see how far Jim goes, and he tells him this specific one thing. Who is talking, Mr. Leahy? You or the liquor? And Leahy says, Randy, I have the liquor, which is insane. I fucking love this. 50% we're on schedule. I'm sorry if I'm skipping shit. I wish I didn't have to, but still. You got Ricky fighting. Ricky should be a good dad, and it's kind of cool because he gets back with Lucy the right way. Saving their daughter. They both love Trinity. They fight. Ricky is really mad at Bubbles and Julian because he knew that Bubbles going to tell Ray, hey, we're not bailing you out, meant that Bubbles knew that Julian was going to spend money for his trailer, so he's pissed. And the craziest thing is you have an instance of Ricky's true purpose. If he wasn't a friend with Julian and Bubbles, he would be a good father. Well, he's still a good father, but he would be focused on his family more, right? So they're fighting, and then Bubbles like, yo, I don't like being in charge of this. He's afraid of Cyrus, and he needs Ricky. Julian's like, I'm gonna do it against Ricky, and Julian actually understands why Ricky is so mad. Bubbles like, no, please, Ricky, please, man, I need you. So then again, we have the part where of the whole I am the liquor. They're telling that we don't have. The funniest thing is, Ricky's like, yo, half of this ash is mine. So the coolest thing is, Julian buys his trailer, and it's like, half of this hash is mine, or a big part of it is mine. I'll steal the ash from Julian and Bubbles to get Ray out. So it's not selfish behavior, it is a plan. The original plan was to get Ray out. Okay, that's good. Season 5, episode 9, 12%. Fuck. It goes fast. It goes down fast, guys. A shitstorm. So this one is super simple. Randy pays the bail money for the prison for Cyrus, Trevor, Terry, and Dennis, which means that they're gonna go back to the park for the ash, right? And then the coolest thing about this scene is how can I say that? Oh, by the way, when Ricky wants to steal the ash, he does it with Trevor and Corey, which is super cool. It's funny because J-Rock and T are out of prison, and then Julian's like, okay, well, maybe we have a chance. So he's trying to recruit them, but it doesn't work. Leahy wants to put Shitstorm, so he draws a penis with Cyrus on it, saying, I wanna get Cyrus mad, right? Now the cool thing about this episode is they go out, and right away they go after the boys. And then Julian's like, yo, I respect you. This is why we did it. If the role were reversed, would you have stole from us or not? And Cyrus like, yeah, I would have stole from you. So there's a common understanding, and then they're fighting. So then they have, as a hideout, Corey and Trevor with guns. In case shit goes to hit the fan, they'll present themselves as 2 people, but instead they're 4 people. However, the radio fucks up. Trevor takes a shot, and Cyrus like, fuck you, we're gonna fight, right? The craziest thing is, in this episode, it's so good. Ricky is afraid for Trinity, so he tells her, please hide with your mom, I want to protect you. So even though he doesn't plan on helping the boys, he still want to help them, you know? He still cared about them. What is this? Here, Corey Trevor. Where is it? And the funniest thing is that, wait a second. There's so many important moments in here. What is that?
Thanks a lot. Here, Corey Trevor. Here, boys.
They're here. Okay, so the funniest thing is, so because Leahy now lives in the trailer of Julian, he goes in and says, hey, get the guns are under my trailer. So fucking I'm not done with killing. But then Leahy finds them and say, what are you taking? Why are all these guns? Because they drop the bag and the guns go out. And then Leahy does something fucking stupid. He goes in and say, why are all these guns? And J-Rock's like, they're under your trailer. And instead of stopping them, he's like, okay, yeah, take the guns, no problem. And then they're gonna fight each other. So this is a big part of it. 7%, I'm fucked. So yeah, the whole thing with Corey and Trevor fighting, it's funny because Bubbles doesn't want to fight. So Ricky tells him, I need you, Bubbles, give me your war face. Actually, a sweet moment where Bubbles like, ugh. There's also the fact that Bubbles shoots on the sky because he doesn't want to hurt people, and then that's a super sweet moment because again, it's Bubbles. And this is a showcase on the Showcase channel. Bubbles not wanting to hurt people. So yeah, so I'm actually really excited to see this. I'm actually really excited. That's 6%. I'm not gonna be able to. The time wise we're good, but not. So yeah, so we got George coming in because he hears firefights, and then Ricky and Bubbles saying, hey, they came into the park, they were shooting at us. And the funny thing is, Bubbles says it. So because Bubbles says it, George believes him because you know that Bubbles will not. He knows if Ricky said it, there's a chance that George would have not believed it. Because Bubbles says it, he kind of understands. I'll charge the phone. This will give us a couple minutes more, but we're still fucked, guys. We're still fucked. We are still fucked. So I have to hurry, which I didn't want to do, but then again, I told you what's gonna happen. I'm gonna stop filming. I'm gonna be recording some gameplay, some Brotato, some Brotato, Brown Dust, some Arknight, Final Tap Dizzy. So yeah, it's gonna be busy. It's gonna be fucking busy. Okay. And next on the list we have what's going on. I hate this, and I'm sorry because usually I will take my time. Usually I would like to have fun with you guys. We've been recording for an hour and a half already. So, you know. And I'm skipping a lot of stuff, but Season 5 is not that interesting. So they're fighting. Ricky, fun part is, he's been talking about a little bit about, hey, we're having problem. Hey, I'm having problem with my heart, right? And then in this one, he does a cardiac arrest. He goes into cardiac arrest. And the funniest thing is, I'm going to spoil it right away for you guys. Leahy's going to save him. And Julian's like, yo, Leahy, you used to be a cop, man. We need you. You're a father figure for us. And Leahy saved Ricky. So even liquored up, even as a liquor, he does the right choice, which is kind of important. Okay, good. So he saved Ricky and to fight. And ultimately speaking, the beautiful thing about that is, I think Leahy understands that he fucks up. I think Leahy understands that, oh, this is out of control. I don't really want them dead. I said I want them dead, but now that is the case, I don't want it. I went too far. And that's super, super important. So they fight, they get arrested, everything is arrested. Oh, this is so cool. Bubble was the one that shot the AK-47, right? So they found a gun. I think it's a Uzi, I'm not sure. And this is, wait a second, this is so important. So this is again, this is the part where Trailer Park Boys is amazing. So they were all fighting and then they're arrested. So Terry, Dennis, and Cyrus get arrested. We don't really care about that. But what about Ricky and Bubbles? Now there's a great moment where George Green and Leahy always had beef. They always had beef. You know why? George Green was the ex-partner of Leahy, and in October 1986, which is in season 6. We learned that Leahy wasn't drinking. The boys weren't drinking. He was trying to protect the boys. We're trying to say, hey, you don't drink at that age. Go to school. Go do something positive. So he took the bottle, and because he took the bottle, it spilled onto him, and he looked drunk. So there's a pretty cool moment. So he hates George Green. So George Green, Bubbles and Ricky, they lie. They say, hey, it's them. And then Leahy's like, no, it's not true. He takes the intercom and said, hey, there's shooting. Officer down, officer down. Officer down is a case of you're never, you have to go on place. Even if it's a false alert, you have to go on place. There's something about the Jews for the rabbis. The rabbis are required to go to a place. I don't remember what it is. It's in Kenny vs. Penny, and I haven't watched this in a while. We're gonna be doing season 1 to season 7 of Trailer Park Boys. We're gonna be doing one day of special. So one day of special is what? One day special is actually quite simple. It's we're gonna be watching all of the specials, the live, and we're gonna go all of the special, all the live, all the movies, and then we'll eat donaires, which is super cool. So the show ends, they go to jail. Ricky and Julian go to jail. Bubble is once again alone. Leahy actually gets promoted. He gets and this is not an important part, because Leahy at the end, okay, so it's complex. Leahy at the end kind of did a lot of problem. He started fight, he released criminal to kill people. He did save Ricky, but he did so much shit in this one. So the coolest thing is, because he saved Ricky, Leahy gets kind of a medal. He gets an award for his heroism. Now, the important part isn't that he gets an award for heroism, and this is why Trailer Park Boy, although a shitty written show, is actually a brilliant written show. You just have to understand. You just have to see past the iceberg. So below the iceberg. I don't know how you call that in French, but you gotta see past the bullshit to see the good stuff. So, for example, in season 3, I think it's Comedy Today, which is season 3, episode 3, season 4, episode 3. You're right. So, Leahy is supposed, he has a chance to be one of the Trailer Park Supervisor of the Year. It's a big prize, and he tells Barbara, I need this. So Leahy has nothing else, and he starts drinking, but because of this award, Leahy started to get confidence back in him, and because he started to get confidence back in him, he's able to function, I guess. Again, I love Trailer Park Boys. I'm telling you once, I tell you twice, tell you 1,000 fucking times that I'm okay, that I'm fine. That's all just in my mind. So we got this. Again, the boys are in jail, right? That's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. They talk about, once again, they want to get back to Lucy. Julian's, I'm sick of jail. Actually, one of the nicest moments of Ricky and Julian, I forgot about it, but it was in jail. Since season 1, where Ricky's like, yo, I'm supposed to get my grade at 10. And Ricky's like, and Julian's like, yo, he got his grade 10. I'm so proud of him. So that's season 5. Once again, we skipped some shit. And I didn't mean to, but still. Season 5 is very different from the whole thing. Season 4, they start to introduce drama. I told you guys why yesterday. Season 5 is like, how do I make this show good? And season 5, to my defense, but also the show defense, was they went too ambitious. So season 5 is when they had the movie. They went too big. Season 5 was supposed to be 6 episodes, 8 episodes. It was 10 episodes. That's why season 6 is 6 episodes. I don't know how many episodes is season 7, but so. And that is pretty much it. So season 5 in the bag. We're going to be streaming. We're going to be watching season 6. I'll be seeing you guys in about 3 to 4 hours. And yeah. Anyway, why? It's super simple. It's an hour and a half. Think about it. An hour and a half. 6 episodes of 15 minutes, because we're watching at 1.5 times the speed. It's 6 times 15 is how much? 6 times 15 is 60, 90. 90 divided by 60 is 1.5, which is an hour and a half. That's pretty much it. And we love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Don't blink, it's your blink. Welcome to the show. You guys are doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 23 May 2025. Today we're doing a huge announcement. So I'm not gonna bore you with the details. I'll make it really sweet and short and sweet. And this is me selling the skin before I got it. An expression in French doesn't really work in English. We've been really into Trailer Park Boys. Why? Because we watched a show so many times when I was younger. I recapped it, and because I recapped it, I said, you know what, you cannot, my apologies, watch this show anymore. And now we're going really in depth with Trailer Park Boys. I recapped season 1 to season 6. I'll be recapping season 6 today. We're gonna be recapping the movie, the season, the animated series. We'll be recapping the whole thing, and then when we're done, we'll recap the podcast, which is again 520 episode. Crazy. So yeah. So that being said, I was talking about Leahy and his shitism, and Ricky and his shitism, and for some reason I don't even know. I forgot all about Leahy's dictionary. Would you guys like me to react to the dictionary? So go take the dictionary and read a page every single day. Would that be cool? Let me know. Now, reason why this is an announcement and not a reality is I don't know how close I could get it. I don't know if I can still get it. And if I cannot get it, I don't know how I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So yeah. Even if I don't have it, I love the podcast, but I would like to give a nice little respect or nice little nod to John Dunsworth, who plays Mr. Leahy, but also dies a brilliant artist, a brilliant actor, a Canadian treasure. So it would be a really nice way to honor him, right? Again, I don't know if I can get it, right? And if I can get it, I'm not gonna buy something at $100, right? So we'll see. We'll see. Cette fois, viens, je t'emmène, le soleil brillera pour nous deux. Ma nouvelle. Goodbye à mes vrais amis. En vérité, je vous le dis, je vis ma vie à l'heure. Je vis ma vie à l'heure. J'ai décidé de l'accompagner, d'aller faire un petit tour dans l'ouest. Le mot liberté me revient. Je suis de Québec et je m'en souviens. Mais je savais pas trop quoi penser. Si la liberté, ça me faisait peur. Je m'assure de tout quitter. Mais cette fille-là, je l'ai au cœur. J'ai fait le tour de mon école, je sais pas vraiment ce qui m'intéresse. Le mot liberté me revient. Je suis de Québec. Je me souviens. Je fais le tour de mon école. J'ai pas vraiment ce qui m'intéresse. Toujours assis sur mes deux fesses. Pas que je vais sauter tomber. Yeah, yeah. Cette fois, viens, je t'emmène. Le soleil brillera pour nous deux. J'attendais de ton appel. J'attendais de tes nouvelles. Goodbye à mes vrais amis. En vérité, je vous le dis, je vis ma vie à l'heure. Je vis ma vie à l'heure. J'ai décidé de l'accompagner, d'aller faire un petit tour dans l'Est. Le mot liberté me revient. Je suis de Québec, puis je m'en souviens. Mais je savais pas trop quoi penser, c'est la liberté. Un peu de peur. Dans la cause de tout quitter. Mais cette fille-là, je l'ai au cœur. J'ai fait le tour de mon école. Thérèse. Mes deux fesses. Je crois que je vais tout laisser tomber. Yeah, yeah. Cette fois, viens, je t'emmène. Le soleil brillera pour nous deux. J'attends de tes nouvelles. J'attends de ton appel. Goodbye En vérité, je vous le dis, je vis ma vie à l'heure. Je vis ma vie à l'heure. On dit toujours dans l'Est. Mais bon, la liberté me revient. Je suis de Québec. Et je m'en souviens. Oh. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Hey. Dude. Okay. See? I don't fucking know. I don't know if I can trust you. No trust, no us. Kind of hurry up.
So you spotted your first gray? Don't panic. Come in just for men's early gray coverage. The grays are history. And you're on top of the world. Lorsque l'envie de fumer vous prend, les pastilles Nicorette soulagent rapidement.
Hey everyone, it's me, Crystal. Hey honeys, Cousin Jim here. Got Cousin Jim here. Welcome back to another episode of Crystal Food Reviews and Other Things. I'm gonna take my seatbelt off because I want to eat comfortably. Already, Jim is interrupting me. Sorry, the disrespect from Jim. Anyway, today we have a special. Well, first of all, Jim came and visited us in Nashville. So Jim is here. Just got here. We hopped in the car. Loving Nashville. Loving Nashville. So I said, what's something when you think of Nashville that we can eat? And immediately I thought of Captain D's. Captain D's. Because you know we love the D. We love the D here at Captain D's. So we've got our. And from what I've seen that Nashville has, they have a lot of D. Well, especially if you go to Broadway. Jim's already been to Broadway. Broadway is life. I don't you guys remember that. I'm not talking about New York. I'm sure that might be life as well. But Nashville Broadway. The men is wonderful. Let's just say that. All right. And they can sing too. Well, it's the country music capital of the world. Of course they can sing. Damn right it is, honey. So start passing out the all right, I'm starving. Got the pecan pie. We each got a pecan pie. Now, if you notice, my glasses are broken. I broke my glasses. What you did to them? It needs a screw. I'm gonna have to go to the glasses store and get a say. Put a screw in here. That's right. Y'all see that hole?
8%.
Okay. If you don't have a Captain D's where you live, it's kind of like what's they don't have butter, they have margarine. I don't frequent a place that has butter. I mean margarine. I wonder does IHOP have butter? They have a whipped butter conglomeration. Man, this is good. And you can go to Jim's channel. Jim does all kind of foods. Oh, I do. Come on over. The link will be in the description box below. No, it won't. So what they gonna have to do? Type Cousin Jim. Type Cousin Jim up in the search bar. Okay. No, I put it. Type Cousin Jim. I have my neighbor. He puts it in there. So. I did a review with Harry the other day. We went to a not donut place, cookie place called Crumble.
Oh my god, I've heard those are so good.
That was rich.
Cool.
Mm.
I was gonna say, where's my straw?
This is really delicious.
It is. I love
Did you say Long Dong Silvers?
I was about to say them Golden Corral. Shit, I need to learn what I'm eating.
How long you staying here, Jim?
I'm here for the weekend.
Oh, well, I'll probably get tired of you, so it'll be good.
Yeah, it'll work out for both of us. And then I'll be calling you nonstop.
Calling me nonstop. I miss you. Y'all like my new shirt?
Oh, I love it.
It's got 2 Tom Sellecks on it. Everybody knows there's only 1 Tom Selleck. But this t-shirt company said we need more than 1 Tom Selleck, and they put 2. And I love Tom Selleck. He was in Magnum P.I. Did you ever watch that program?
I did. I watched that. I watched Knight Rider.
Oh. I wish we could have a car like Knight Rider.
Oh, I know.
And people say, well, we do. Elon Musk made. No, it ain't like it, because the car don't talk to you like Kit talked to David Hasselhoff.
We just need to get a car, and the first words it says in the mornings, or whenever you get inside of it, is, "Hey, honeys."
Hey, honey's car here.
That's right.
What if you turned it on and it says, "Can I get a horn?" Yeah.
Oh, well, I'll be pressing that horn. Oh, yeah.
How you do it?
Oh, yeah.
Now
Oh, yeah.
do it with the horn.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so I got a little chicken here, and I'm not trying to be weird, but this looks like a bird.
Oh, wow. It does look like a bird.
It kind of looks like a chicken, which is breaking the illusion. I'm going to place that into the honey mustard, which is my choice of dipping sauce.
Between the honey mustard, ranch, and barbecue, those are my top 3 favorites.
Well,
Prenez votre santé en main avec la multivitamine la plus recommandée par les médecins. Centrum, vous avez réussi. Comptez sur les caméras et les fonctions de sécurité du Kia Sportage pour éviter les imprévus sans difficulté. Et comptez sur sa traction intégrale pour vous donner confiance sur toutes les routes. Obtenez un boni de $500 pendant l'événement. Comptez sur Kia. Kia, du mouvement vient l'inspiration.
This is a game. Is that Cyberpunk? Oh. What a good I don't give a fuck about.
I don't know if this one's good. I know the one where I'm from. It's not that good.
yeah, it's hit or miss with ranch. You got to make sure they got Hidden Valley Ranch. If not, don't want it.
Hell no, we don't want it.
Although Jack in the Box, they have some bomb.
Do we have one of those around here?
That's
Yeah.
sure do. You want to go to Jack in the Box?
I love their tacos.
8,500? No way.
Tacos with some ranch. Oh,
Sheesh.
you got me hooked on that shit.
We are eating with the speed of a person that ain't ate in at least 2 hours.
At least. Yeah. How much percent? Okay. Sheesh. Okay. Dominic, it's your boy. Welcome to our show. How's it doing well? Because I'm having a wonderful day. Now, today is the 23 May 2025. It is disgusting outside. I may start a job in 2 days. I am very nervous. I am very excited. However, what I do know is we're going to be having a party and a fiesta, and that's going to be eating junk food. There's nothing in life that I love more than tasting limited edition. But there is something that's kind of close to it, and that is tasting something we tasted on here, but with a different design. So if you look at the channel and you look at Reese ice cream, you'll be seeing this Me Taste Reese ice cream, but without this design. So the thing with new design is, first of all, they care about so cringe. They care about the customer, they care about their image, but more so there's always this doubt that they did change the design, did they change the flavor? Now, with this one, I'm kind of more in love with it. First of all, you got the ice cream thing, which is kind of cool. But the reason why I like this design a little bit more is because, to me, it is more akin to Reese. See, Reese, in my opinion, does a really good job at expanding. They're doing a lot of product with a lot of collabs, a lot of different product, a lot of different items that they have. Where's the love for the original Reese, right? So with this one, with the similar packaging, maybe that's what they're trying to do. Do I love the ice cream, the Reese's ice cream? Not really. Not my favorite. There's things that translate well, and there's things that doesn't translate well. Why not? What I like it? Super simple. First of all, it is a ice cream. It is ice cream, so it's sweeter. Reese's peanut butter is sweeter, so it's sweeter on top of sweeter, and that's just too sweet for me, guys. That sucks. Also, the reason why I don't like Reese's is because there was a certain product by Present Choice, which was almost a no-name ice cream, and it was so freaking good. And it was ice cream with peanut butter. Why was it so good? Because you had legit swirl of peanut butter. You would go in, it was a super sweet ice cream, and then out of nowhere, my problem opening this. There you go. And I hate it because these are the worst. These are technically the worst. So do you see here? As soon as this ice cream melts, the whole box will fall apart, and that sucks. It is 1.4 liters of ice cream, and then I'm gonna be eating that today. That's good. Yeah, that Present Choice was off the hook. Good ice cream with better peanut butter swirl, and they don't make it anymore. So this is what we have. The closest we have to it. Yeah, the peanut butter being sweet and the ice cream being sweet. There's no texture, there's no play on flavor. It's just sweet on top of sweet. It is good. It is good. See, a lot of these products I've hated before so often, so I kind of know what to expect. This is not one of them. The ice cream itself looks amazing. very, very light brownish color, which is amazing because peanut butter is brown, ice cream is white. Give me a paler brown, and I'm. Oh wow, this is the exact color that I was expecting. The flavor now. It's not bad. But then I remember, you see this chocolate swirl here. If you were to dive in, you see like a syrup, which is really cool. And most of all, we have the Reese's Pieces. Now, I'm just plain. Give me a fucking whole ass Reese's Pieces. Don't give me half. It's good, but not great. It's okay though. Yeah. Like I said, it's kind of bland, to be honest. It's not bad. To me, the blandness come from the ice cream. The ice cream tries too hard to be soft. So you have hints of peanut butter, but enough to be, wow, this is peanut butter, right? Peanut butter cup with fudge swirl and a creamy peanut butter indulgence. You get the swirl of chocolate, which actually kind of mimic the Reese's better. The Reese's Pieces are so small that most of what you get is the chocolate shell. It's pretty average. It's nice because they did try to do something. It's nice because Reese's are avid for a while in the ice cream game. It is nice. Actually, I take back what I said. I had the Reese's Eggies, and it was so bland. But with these, it really resembles the flavor. So I'll give it a lot of points for being close to Reese, to being similar to the taste that Reese has. And not losing the spirit of we're still doing ice cream. So I think they hit the mark. We just had a bigger piece of Reese's, which really improved the flavor. Oh no. And it's pretty good. It's not something I would buy on a daily, but it's something I remember a lot. See this piece of Reese's, there's only chocolate. It doesn't do shit for me. If I wanted a chocolate chip ice cream, I would have bought a chocolate chip ice cream. Anyway. Not great, but not bad.